Welcome to today's video. Yes, you read that title right. We're going to be seeing which car is the fastest across the map while driving on water. Yes, I enabled Jesus car, and we're going to be seeing, is it faster to go in a off-road car like this, like the Draugr, or in a more traditionally fast car like a supercar or a sports car. So without further ado, let's see how well we do. So I think the Draugr is going to do relatively well because, well, you see these waves. I think, like, especially some of the more stiffer cars like the sports or supercars are going to lose a lot more speed because this thing handles it quite well. As you can see, it doesn't really utilize its max speed. So yes, a Banshee, for example, will be a lot faster, but if it loses a bit of control, you have to recover and it's gonna make it a lot slower. That's also, I think, okay, maybe if the Banshee is faster than this, a supercar is not actually gonna take that much more time out of it. Or it's actually able to take some time of it, because supercars have a lower top speed than a Banshee GTS, but they have a lot more grip. So for example, if I take a Krieger, which I think will do very well, with this all-wheel drive is able to accelerate way quicker and recover a lot faster. So we will see that in a little bit. Also, I think maybe driving a little bit closer to the edge is a bit more beneficial. I'm not sure. Hey, dolphins. That's kind of cool. I'm not sure where the waves are the heaviest and stuff, but I'm gonna try and get a bit closer to the shoreline. Seems alright. Nah, it's not. No, it's a bit calmer, I think. Yeah, feels calmer. To watch out for rocks and stuff. But there's definitely still some waves. You can see even the boat is struggling. Okay, this area, we could have just gone around, but I think we have to go through this point. Yes, okay, perfect. Okay, now there's not that many waves here. There's swimmers though. Okay, that's good. As you can see, it's not really picking up that much speed. A bit more waves again. So watch out for the rocks. I know later in this run there's gonna be a lot of rocks. Okay, now there's a lot of waves. I also don't know how constant the waves are, so maybe the runs will be not that comparable. But I think they're relatively constant. Especially because I've set the same weather and time. This should be fine. Yeah, so far we're making good progress. Just going past Fort St. Curie now. Looks really cool. You know, if I just got a car with, like, the really big tires. I don't know if we actually have that. So, the cars that can actually drive on water. Like the ones with the really big grooves in the tires. That would have been cool. I could just said like, yeah, look, it works. But yeah, these off-road tires are not big enough for that. It looks really cool though. Big jump. See, I think big jumps like that, a Banshee will slow down a lot more. But if a Banshee gets a little bit of a flatter area, it can probably, reach a bit of a higher speed. So this thing kind of tops out at 160 and stuff. Why is it going so slow here? Ooh, I know. I think it depends on what terrain, because like right there, I'm on sand, right? And this, it counts at like stone probably. So like underneath me is cliff, so it's stone. And stone doesn't give you the same off-road traction loss. So like the speed loss you get when you drive off-road. I think I get that when I get too close to the beach. That's interesting. Yeah, see, like the stones underneath me, so I can go a lot faster. And here there's, I think, yeah, it's more sandy. Yeah, see, it's sandy here. Stones, you see, I speed up. Well, that's a big one, actually. I think, yeah, we have to go around there in a second. But it's interesting. It's gonna be toss and turn. Like, is it better to go close to the beach because there's less waves? Or should I go further away from the beach because there's less sand, but there's more waves? So it's a bit tricky. Actually. I think further away is probably better, because even like when we are mid-air and like when we land, it only goes down to like 110, 120. Gosh, there's an orca. Oh, that's cool. But most of the time we are above like 140, 150. And then when we're going on sand, it's really slowing us down a lot. Can be lucky to go 130 there. So I think it's better to just struggle with the waves a lot. Although that's with the Draugr. I'm not sure that's also the case with with the Banshee, for example, or like the Krieger. But we're already here. Didn't take us too long. I think like 5-ish minutes. But you guys will probably see the timer. There we are. Alright. Let's get into the next one. Okay, welcome to the next one. This time we have the Banshee GTS, which is a sports car. It's a lot faster, but it will also have more off-road traction loss multiplier. So on the sandy parts it will go a lot slower, and also, yeah, as you can see here. It's struggling a lot with the waves. It's just getting kicked around way more. So you have to find, well, a part with a lot less waves. I can already tell it's not faster than the... Oh, actually? Okay, let me see. It's difficult. I feel like it wants to go, but it just doesn't have any space. It definitely struggles a lot more than the Draugr. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be anything special. Just for the sake of science, I'm gonna try and see how it does on the, less wavy part. But I think the off-road multiplier is just gonna kick in too much. Yeah, it's definitely not keeping up with the Draugr on the wavy part. So yeah, let's see how it does on the more flat part. But I'm also afraid, yeah, I think its body is touching the water too much. I think it's actually the body slowing down, not really the other things. It's weird, sometimes it speeds up, and I don't know why. Yeah, okay, here it's being very much affected by the sand. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be it. Squeezing through. It was close. Okay, the beach is definitely faster, but it's still not fast enough. Yeah, I feel like because it's has a... What's that? Oh, it's a boat. Okay. Because it has a lot lower suspension, I think it's just hitting the water too much. And it's actually the water slowing it down and not really the property of the surface, I guess. Look, we're chasing a plane. Oh. Except every time we hit like something, it's such a big slowdown. Oh, look at Orca. No, that was not good. Gonna do a little jump. Not a good idea. Okay, this car is struggling a lot. I was hoping it was gonna struggle less. You know, ooh, another Orca. I wonder what happens if we hit its fin. But yeah, I thought it was gonna struggle a lot less, but it's struggling a lot. I was hoping it compensates by just getting a lot of speed once it gets into like a little bit of a flat area, but it hits the water too much. It gets slowed down way too much. But let's see if the next vehicle can actually do something against the Draugr. But I guess we will see that in a second. So let's finish real quick, and then I see you guys in the next vehicle. Okay, we're back. I tried some other vehicles, but they also don't stand any chance against the Draugr. Even a bike, which initially is very fast, but if it gets too much water, you just fall off. So also doesn't work. So that's why I decided what might be the only vehicle that can beat a Draugr. Yes, that's right, a boat. So we've selected the Longfin. It's the only boat with a top speed high enough to actually get close to the Draugr. Okay, let's start the timer now. And it's a very fast vehicle. It has the same struggles as the Draugr. It can't get its full speed when it's jumping and stuff. But we might actually be able to get some extra speed if we go closer to the edge, I think. Because, well, it doesn't have the slowdown of, like, sand and stuff. So I think we should be quite fine there. Also already, yeah, it's zooming. Look how fast it is. And this thing can actually reach a lot of speed as well. I think it just might be a little bit less maneuverable in some areas, but it's not really that necessary for it to be very maneuverable. It's struggling a little bit with speed right now, a lot of jumps. But it's also because we're heading towards the coast right now, so that also slows us down a little bit. Ooh, don't turn, don't... What is it doing? We're fine, we're good. Oh, it really wants to turn. I don't know why it's doing this. Oh, God. This is where the Draugr definitely was a bit more stable, but I think once we get to the coast, it's gonna be a whole different story. There's gonna be a lot less waves now. I think that's cool. But yeah, it's not going that super fast, but it's definitely up there. I think it's gonna be actually really close with the Draugr, because if you look at the speedometer in the top right, the Draugr is actually hitting similar-ish speeds. You know, I don't know if it fits here actually. I don't know if it fits. Ooh, okay, it does. Okay, that's good. Definitely making a lot of progress here. As you can see, right now it's doing well, but it's starting to twist again. Not amazing. I think this is gonna be really close. I think right now the Draugr probably has the edge. I'm not sure, but it might have. But we will see in a second. But I think if we get a little bit of a flat area, okay, this is it's funny. Okay, no, that's not good. That's not good. We just need a little bit of flat land and not land, but a little flat water. And I think we should pick up a lot of speed. Because remember using this one for crossing the Alamo Sea with, well, the Alamo Sea has a lot less waves. And that actually reaches a lot of speed. It's actually crazy how much speed it reaches. Like if this thing just gets lucky, it can go over 200 quite easily. See, like right here. Yes, close to 190, 200 real quick. Yes, see, it's picking up a lot of speed right now. I think at this point, yeah. Here we have to gain a lot of speed. Actually, let's ask Alec, can he maybe like put like the Draugr run right next to us? I think it's gonna be relatively close. I think right now, yeah. Right now we have a lot of flat area. Okay, it's gonna get wavy again. It's gonna be close, I think. Well, editing me has to kind of decide what to do, but I might not be useful with the way I'm cutting it right now. Okay, we're struggling a little bit, a lot of waves, but it's picking up speed again. Doing well. Come on, pick up some speed. Oh no, stop. Okay, it's struggling a little bit right now. Could go a bit more right as well. This is not good. If we just overtook the Draugr, it might be overtaking us again now. I have no clue. It's really consistent. The Draugr definitely handled the waves better than an actual boat. Which is really impressive. We're almost there. We will see how it ended. Okay, good little final sprint. Definitely low speed. And across the finish line. Let's do a cool little jump. But let's cut to editing me to see who actually won there. I don't know. I feel like the Draugr maybe. But this thing picked up a lot of speed after Fort Zancudo, so I don't know, we will see. Here. As you can see, the boat won by about 10 seconds from the Draugr, and the Draugr won by, well, a minute and a half or something like that from the Banshee GTS. Normal cars really didn't have any chance because they just hit the water too much. The Draugr definitely benefited from having like a bit higher tires and just a higher body. All the lower cars just got slowed down so much. A bike would have won, I think, because the bikes really go fast on this area, or like this surface or whatever. But they just fall off, like I said before. It's just, there's no point in it. Maybe if you disable like fall off, they could win, but yeah. In the end, a boat is the fastest around the map. So yeah, no surprise there. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.